Alright, well, hello there, people. Unspoke Riders here. And this is what's been going on with the old El Camino. It was a tough battle, but I got both the upper and lower trailing arms, got them taken off. Let me talk about these trailing arms here for a second. As you see, they're not in the best of shape. The bushings aren't terribly bad. These aren't probably look like they're not the original bushings, but I'm gonna change them anyway because I'm sure they're not. I already got the brand new ones. It's been a tough battle doing this, messing with this El Camino, because I didn't use any air tools, because I actually need to do an oil change on my air compressor, so I'm trying not to use it too much. So I did everything with hand tools, which made it kind of interesting, you know, took it back to the old school days before I had any air tools. But as you see, the wind is, as you can hear from the video, the wind is blowing like crazy. But I got the shocks off, took the shocks out, the springs out, the upper and lower trailing arms, and that's pretty much all I'm gonna take off for the back. I don't really want to pull the rear end and pull the drive shaft and do all that. I just don't want to do it this go around. The one thing I have been the whole time of me taking this stuff off is giving me a lot of time to think about where do I want to stop with this car, you know? This ain't no frame off restoration, so you know, do I really want to try to sand it all down and paint up in there, or do I just want to paint the parts that I took off, you know? So it's hard to shut it off, you know? It's hard to figure out where to stop. Do I want to do the wheel wells? You know, I mean, I want to do the wheel wells. I want to do the frame because, you know, you can see that a lot. But, you know, it's like, where do you stop? You do this part of the frame, but, I mean, where does it end? How far back do you go? You know, it's just one of them things. I need a body bushing. You know, this ain't, look at that body bushing. It's in horrible shape. But it's like, damn. I'm not pulling the frame to change that body bushing. If I do that, you know, I'm going to do a frame off. And right now, it ain't time for a frame off. So, I don't know, I've just been thinking about a lot of things and trying to figure out which direction I'm going to go with this. But the first step is done, that's taking everything off. Okay, there's the old coil spring. And I already got a new spring, and I also, it's funny, I also got this coil spring isolators. Look at this old one. It's tore up, cracked. There wasn't no way in hell I was gonna put this, you know, on a brand new spring. So I got new coil spring isolators. That's what stops the squeaky squeaky. So, well, there you have it, folks. Not a lot's been going on with the El Camino, but I have been working on it. So, you know, I started turning wrenches. So, also got to do a damn oil change in this air compressor. Definitely need to get that going pretty soon. I should be out there working on the front end right now, but just to tell you a quick little rundown how I did the pieces, the trailing arms on the back end. I didn't use any air tools. I did it all with regular hand tools. The reason why I didn't use any air tools on breaking any of that stuff down is because my air compressor is in kind of need of an oil change. I never really changed the oil in it from when the first time I bought it. So, although I should be working on the El Camino, and I probably will a little bit later, for now, we're going to have to pause for the cause and do a little maintenance on my air compressor. So that's what's going on right now. Just got back from Lowe's. Got 2 bottles of the synthetic blend air compressor oil. So the plan is to drain all the old oil. Drain all the old oil out of here and pump this up full of brand new oil. So that's what's going on for right now. Depending on what time I get this done, I might put a little bit more work on the El Camino end, tearing down the front end. But for right now, not only do I got to maintain, you got to maintain your cars, your motorcycles. It has a motor too. Might not be gas powered, but it still has a motor. It takes oil, and you got to maintain it. You got to maintain your tools. So let me go ahead and get this oil change on here, and I'll fade this back in when I get started on the El Camino. Alright, what's up there, people? What you're hearing here is I just opened the drain on the air compressor to let all the air out of the tank. I've already done the oil change. This is the old oil I drained out of it. 32 ounces of nasty, old, probably 5-6-year-old oil. It's funny because you read the instructions, it says supposed to change your oil on your air compressor every 3 months. But, you know, I've never done it since I've even had the thing. So, definitely got that nasty oil out of there. And got the brand new clean synthetic oil in, so it should run a lot better. What I did is before I even did the air compressor or did the oil change, I had my tank was full of air. I started to drain it first, but I was like, no, I didn't drain it first, so I just unplugged it and shut it off and unplugged it. And I'm glad I left the air in the tank, because what I ended up having to doing is I unscrewed this to drain the oil, and what had happened is he put the oil in right here. This is where you put the oil in. There's a little cap here that screws in. I just took it off. So I was draining the oil, but the oil was just so thick and so old and so nasty, it was just draining so slow. So what I ended up doing is using the air gun and putting the air gun down in the hole where you add the oil, and that kind of sped the process up a lot. Because if I would have did that, I'd have been standing out here for an hour holding that little pitcher under that little drain plug. So that's just a quick little tip. Keep the air in your compressor before, just shut it off, or you're going to be standing there for a long time draining oil. But anyway, the reason why I just pulled the air plug out the bottom of the compressor, because the air that was in that compressor had been there for a long time. It just been kind of sitting in there, and I know you're not supposed to do that, but the reason why I drained it all out, because I wanted the tank to be completely empty, and then I'm going to turn it on and let the motor and everything run through its full cycle, fill the tank up from the dead empty all the way to the top. So let me get down here and screw the valve back closed. So it's like a little drain at the bottom. I'm not going underneath there to show you, but all air compressors have it. So it's plugged up, it's ready to go. Here we go. First start up with the synthetic air compressor oil. Alright people, I'm gonna let that run for a little while. Now that I've done my oil change on my air compressor, I can get back working on my front suspension of my El Camino. So I think I got all the pieces taken off the back that I wanted to take off. And I think for right now, my first step to this is I should pull all this brake work off first, but I'm not. I think my first thing I'm gonna pull off, my first part, will be my sway bar. I'm pulling my sway bar off first. So, alright y'all, just give you a little update on the El Camino. Just letting you know what's going on. I'm still working on it. I'm just doing it in slow motion. I'm working on it in slow motion, just a little bit at a time. I ain't got time to be, you know, working on a car for 2 and 3 days straight all day. It just ain't happening no more. Just out here messing with the El Camino. Got the sway bar off. You know, it ain't nothing major. Just, you know, just like I was getting it, the new pieces, one part at a time. I'll be taking off the old pieces, one part at a time. Put everything back the way it was. Put every screw back where it came out of. Yep, I'm on that plan also. Put every bolt back in the hole it came out of. I'm on that plan also. That's the same thing I've been told. So it sounds like a good plan to me. So that's what I do. So got the sway bar off. It's been a pretty productive day. Yeah, I could keep going, taking parts off. I'm sure if I went hard on it, I could have the whole front end tore apart all by this evening. But I'm not going to. It is very hot outside, 100 plus, and I'm just gonna do a little bit at a time, man. One part at a time. I'll take a part off. I'll go in the house, relax, watch some shows, or play a game, watch a YouTube video, come back out, might take another part off. You know. The days of me being in a hurry and ripping and running, yeah, I could do it if I had to, you know, but I don't have to. I still got old reliable here, and that's going to need some maintenance pretty soon also, because I just actually had to change the battery because the battery went dead on me. But I didn't film that because, you know, it's just a battery. What do you do? Nice little ground effects package. Brembo brakes. The big, like got the big Brembo brake kit on it. I want to get the sound video. Yeah. Got the custom exhaust. I want to hear how the Magnum flow.